Hi, I'm Wayward, and this is Grey Goo. For the first time in quite a while, I am back. This match is from the recent Grey Goo Gauntlet number 3, and features Mixu as our blue beta in the top right, and as our purple goo in the bottom left is For the Win Cheese, or Cheese as I'll be calling him because that's easier to say. Um, so I'm really excited. Beta versus Goo is not a matchup I see a lot personally, so I'm pretty happy. I get a lot of Shroud in there, a lot of Human, of course a lot of Beta, but not this particular matchup all the time. Also, For the Win Cheese, I think he was pretty big in several other RTS communities, including I think. I'm probably getting this wrong because I'm committing to it, but I think Spellforce 3 actually. Nice little dodge there. She's actually does catch Mixu's commando. That's funny. But I think Mixu actually plays StarCraft at a pretty high level as well. So some pretty high level sharp players going at it. Of course, this map, I'm sure I didn't say, is Shattered Veil. And this is actually the quick script version of the map. And for those of you who may not be familiar, because to be fair, who would be, not a lot of people play or watch Great Goo. Sure a lot of the people that do play and watch are watching this now, but anyway, let me try to get back to the point. QuickScript was created by XCet, who is, I believe, the host of this tournament, one of the hosts of this tournament. Um, and basically what it does is when you get your first refinery, it automatically refunds the cost, and with the goo, once you get your first mother goo, it automatically splits you off a second one. So the mother goo is a refinery, it's a barracks, it's kind of an all-in-one mobile base. Pretty neat idea for what that's worth. I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, so this map is a modded version of the Shattered Veil map. Looks pretty spiffy. Um, And yeah, so you got the quick script running on that. Now, let me just take a quick look and see what the players have been doing. I've been talking myself in circles. I do like to see this from the beta against Goo. This initial hangar, which is immediately sold off, gets out a single Stratus for scouting against the Goo. Now, that puts Cheese in a tough position. The goo are very, very constrained in the early game. The health of their mother goo is divided into blocks, and of course, each block can spit out a single protean, and the protean can turn into units. But the mothers also use that same pool of health to train more mother goos. So if Cheese wants to get out an anti-air unit to hold this off. Then they are the Tempests. That's longer for a next mother. That's less army units all at once, and we do have a nasty little harass here of commandos by Mixu waiting to sneak in and take this mother goo unawares, and I think it's going to. We actually have a two-pronged attack here by Mixu, which is really nice, getting those units out of position in the front. That's going to be shut down really quick. But in the back, there's sorry about that, wonky camera work, some damage being done to this mother. And now Cheese has to defend on two fronts, pull his mothers off of the resources, and all of that. Let's see. I haven't even looked. So Mixu is on 3 refineries. That's not a lot, and the goo is on 4 mothers. I think that's roughly even in terms of economy. We can actually check. Yeah, the goo are usually pretty ahead in terms of resources, just due to the way it counts it. So they're about even based on that. Actually, the same number of units. I'm surprised. Cheese is committed pretty heavily into army at this point. A lot of drovers, which are terrible for killing buildings. Only a couple of stalkers and this Tempests right now. I love the purple color. It's very, very vibrant on these kind of brown maps. So that's cool. Also the blue stands out a lot. The army's kind of almost passing by each other there. Now, of course, the goo units, they are not physically very durable, but can regenerate, allowing them to get some benefit from a hit and run sort of approach. where these commandos just die when they they die pretty easily. Not a lot here to defend, though, and a lot of the stuff back here is Striders, so this is not great for Cheese right now. We do have a Protean coming in to do some area damage. Loses a Goo. That's really a Mother Goo. That's actually really bad. This one's pretty low as well. Well, it's got a decent amount of health, but not going to be doing anything. No, turn it around. Turn it around. There you go. Cheese realizes his mistake. Mixu not letting Cheese get any rest. How many mothers? So he's still on 4. That's a decent number. But this unrelenting harass is pretty brutal, actually. I have no clue why Cheese is going Striders right now. Once he hits a certain critical mass of them, they'll be fine. But right now, the Drover is a much better unit to use against these commandos. These commandos are really cheap, consistent DPS. And the Drovers will take them out pound for pound due to their cone-shaped AoE attack. But yeah, Mixu doing the smart thing, expanding on the back of this, more factories, more extractors. Mixu basically kind of playing by the book, multi-pronged attacks. Oh no, another mother gets caught out potentially. Man, Cheese just saves these by the skin of their teeth. Yeah, Cheese cannot afford to lose another mother right now. We should probably see in the resources. Still neck and neck, actually. Which is not where the Goo wants to be. Honestly, the Goo wants to be ahead. We do have a 6th mother coming out. That'll help Cheese. But that is, of course, more surface area that he's going to have to defend now. Not really ideal for him. Mixu going for a little sneak attack down this path. That's going to be potentially devastating with all these commandos. Now starting to mix in the Predators. I do like to see that. Of course, that's a versatile, mobile, anti-armor unit. I think this is a bad push. I don't think this is going to go well for Cheese. He's got some decent AoE, but the Striders are not going to hold up well against the Predators, and there's just so much production here. I don't think much is going to happen, and I think Cheese is kind of throwing his advantage away. Yeah, there's some more harass there, and there's not too much back here to stop this this army. And the Predators are going to hit those mamas, those Mother Goos really hard. So Cheese in a tough spot. He's fighting on 2 flanks. These mothers together actually doing a decent job, but losing 2, that's devastating. Went from 6 down back to 4 mothers. There's a little bit of potential here. There's only a couple of units now, but yeah, that's brutal. Actually, she's doing pretty well up here for the time being. Mixu losing some factories, not the same thing as losing these mothers. Get it up on the high ground. What are you doing? Cheese being a little over. There we go. Cheese being a little overtaxed, but I think he might be able to hold this on the back end. Let's take a look at the. So Mixu still holding strong with the units. I think his income is sufficient to recover from this. Didn't really. I say recover, but he didn't really lose anything, did he? So this is going to be really hard for. Really hard for Cheese to recover from. We do have a lot of Striders up here, and one of those hailstorms does get taken out, but I think the DPS of this army is going to stop Cheese in his tracks. Additional Drovers and Striders being pulled out in the back, but this is looking pretty grim for Cheese right now, down to only 3 mothers, and one of them is being forced very far forward on the map. Well, I say being forced, but I'm not entirely sure what the plan is for this. Looks like they're. Okay, so we've got a 4th mother, but there's still a lot of damage going on down here. These Predators are nasty. What is he doing? Is he holding off for a large Protean? No, Cheese, no! Okay, so we have 3 Proteans instead of 1 large Protean. I think guess that makes sense. But yeah, Mixu's basically right where he wants to be right now. Factories, what are we doing in terms of structures? 5 refineries to 4 mothers is very, very bad for the Goo player. Cheese is kind of holding on right now, but he needs to really focus on economic expansion at this point, which is just going to give Mixu more time to build up his army. I say that, but what's Mixu doing? Not a lot of units out right now. So Mixu doesn't have a lot of units, but these tech units are pretty scary. That Hailstorm's AoE is... I don't know why Cheese is running. Actually, I think pushing in would have been better. Taking those units out. Cheese is in a precarious position, but he seems to have stabilized for now. Just waiting to build more mothers at this point. Which it looks like Mixu's going to take advantage of. Cheese trying to replicate what Mixu was doing and go for multi-pronged attacks, but I think the time has kind of passed for that. You've got some mobile units able to fire on the move, and this attack is going to do literally absolutely nothing. So Mixu really has all the cards right now. But Cheese is kind of trying to buy himself some time. I do like this strategy of leaving these Proteans as Proteans. I keep looking at this commando, seeing if it's going to do something. Let's see. Is he going to build a base down here? Maybe he's just looking for mothers. Yeah, this army is getting cleaned up. But yeah, the time has really passed for Cheese to be able to get away with that sort of trade-off. He's lost all of his units. There's nothing now on the field for the Goo player, and well, the Striders is not a bad touch. But I mean, look at the army disparity. Now, Mixu's army is not all in one place yet, but these hailstorms are going to do some serious damage while these Striders are clearing out the commandos. You can see they lost like half the Strider ball already. It's a good try, but with the small Proteans, it's not going to do anything. Large Proteans might have helped, but I really don't see how. It's been a while since I've thought that Cheese could actually pull this off, but it's really grim right now. There's really nothing Cheese can do. He's barely kind of holding the line, producing small Proteans. Those earlier Mother Goo losses are making it impossible for Cheese to keep up, and I think he's not much longer. There's the GG from Cheese. No climactic final battle, just realizing that he's been outplayed. It actually was not super disparate in terms of outcomes, but just the fact that Mixu has managed to preserve his army while expanding his economy just a little bit and doing the harass he needed to the mothers. It's just kind of everything was just a little, everything, was just a little better in terms of the beta play. But yeah, fun match. Kind of tough to see Cheese take those hits on the chin. Reminded me of when I was trying to play Goo and the frustration of those losses, where it just feels like everything you try, your opponent's just a step and a half ahead of you, or half a step ahead of you. But I mean, obviously, Cheese is a much better player than I ever was. And I'm not trying to speak ill of him. It's just I felt the frustration that I feel like he must have experienced when he was playing. So, all in all, fun game. I'm gonna thank XCet for providing me the replay. And hopefully we'll have more stuff from the Grey Goo Gauntlet coming up soon. This has been Wayward, and this has been Grey Goo. Thanks for watching.